All right, so Chalk Couture has these little mats that you can put inside your t-shirts so that the ink doesn't go from one side to the other. And I cut it here because I needed it for a small piece, but so don't look at that part. Anyway, it's sticky. It's so that it'll hold your fabric down while you're inking. So let me put the shirt down, and I'll put this in here. And then I start inking. It's really nice because it's nice and sticky, holds your fabric down, you're not moving around anywhere. All right. So I have my water here. I went and got me more disinfectant wipes, which is what we use to clean the transfers. So I want to have this one ready because you always want to have your hands nice and clean, especially when working with inks. So I'm going to have these ready. Okay, I am going to work with this section first. And remember, I mentioned before, you don't have to fuzz it when you're working with fabric because you would be fuzzing it on fabric, so no sense in doing that. So we're going to do this section first. And I know my light bulb, the inside of it is going to be this blue. I guess I should make the sparkle either be the same blue or silver. You know what? I'm going to do blue. What the heck? I'm just going to do it. Just going to jump in there. Let's stir this up. Get it a nice consistency. And remember, I'm not going to use too much. It's ink. It's going to go a long way. Just be careful not to get too confident and go really fast, and then you get off of the transfer and then you ruin your fabric or whatever you're putting your ink on if it's not ceramic or or glass. A nice smooth surface that can be wiped. If anybody's out there, let me know. Let me know that you're out there. All right. I think I got it all. Okay. Now make sure again to always have clean hands. I'm going to take this off and then I'm going to put it in some water. Let it sit in there for a little bit, and then when I finish, I will clean it up. Okay. I'm going to put my hand in here, and I'm going to dry it a little bit. And the only reason I'm putting my hand underneath here is because if heat gets on the mat, it'll warp it, and I do not want it warped. Hi, Ashanti. Okay, let me take a quick look at this. Maybe just a smidge more. Okay, I'm going to put it back down and go to the next step. And I'm going to put the Be Brilliant card on it. Hey, Peg. All right. When you are inking on fabric, it is very important that you make sure that this is got a good grasp on your fabric, because the inks will go under the transfer and it'll cause bleeding, and you don't want that, because again, the fabric is not so forgiving. And so if this doesn't come out right, there's no way I'm going to give it to little camera and I'll just make her another one. But I like coming on here and showing you what can possibly happen. It's not always going to come out picture perfect. It's a little trial and error sometimes, and that's just the plain truth. So I am trying to just be extra cautious and make sure that it's all down. And we'll see how it comes out. Let's go for it. Hopefully this will come out right. And just think of this as screen printing, because that's really what it is. It's got the little screen in the middle that's, you know, I call it mesh, but it's a little screen. And I can assure you that it is less expensive than actually doing screen printing, which I do have the kit and I haven't put it together. Well, my husband hasn't put it together for me. But if he wants a shirt, he better do it. All right. I think I got it all. Now I'm going to lift this up and I am going to blow dry this. Ashanti, yeah, it's really easy, and you know, there's just no error. The only error would be on the fabric, and that's sometimes we have no control over it. But I'm glad you're watching. I hope you like it. put this in water. Yes, Ashanti, you can reuse the stencil. I would say 15 to 18 times. Just and that just depends if you care for it properly. If you wash it properly, if you don't put it on anything that's going to ruin it, if you don't put it on a soft surface and then you pull it and it gets distorted because maybe it wasn't fuzzed. But yes, you can use it multiple times, which is something that I really, really like. All right, guys, let me dry this real quick. Alrighty. Put it back down. And now let's do the bottom of the bulb. And I'm going to do that in a shimmery silver. All right. Let me put this down. I think I'm going to leave just a little gap in between the bulb and the bottom of the bulb. Just a little one. Again, making sure that there's a good, that the transfer is really well on the fabric. We were trying to avoid any bleeding. All right. And because I am clumsy, let me make sure I put this ink away. Isn't that a nice color? Loving it. All right. And this can be done with any transfer. You can do inking with any transfer just like you can with the paste. Just make sure that they're cleaned well in between uses. All right, that's it. Let me just pull this up. Sticking to my hand. Get another napkin. Just dry it. Okay, and that should do the trick. You just take this out. Can you see it? Oh wait, let me switch it to this one. There we go. See the detail? I think I did okay with the colors. I think she'll like it, and I just hope it's really her size. Anyway, this is much easier than doing vinyl. As you can tell behind me, I have all this vinyl over here and then more down there. And that is heat transfer vinyl so that I can put on the shirts. But I think this is way easier because I don't have to find the design, I don't have to cut it, I don't have to weed it, and then iron it on. So I just think that this Chalk Couture has a lot of transfers that I can use. Really simple to use. Now, the next thing that I am going to do is I am going to set this, okay? Remember, anything that you put on, any inks that you put on the fabrics, you must heat press, or when you wash it, it's going to wash off, it's going to be dull, and you've just ruined it. So you want to heat set it so that the design will stay, okay? So, let me, not sure if you're going to be able to tell, but over here, I have my Cricut Easy Press, and to set your fabrics, if you have one of these or a heat press, let's see, you want to put it at 305 degrees, and you're going to do it for 30 minutes. Now I got this from Cricut also to put in between when I do my heat. Can you make your own stencils? Well, you can make your own stencils, but here is the only problem with it, because you do not have, let me clean this one off, maybe I can show you. You see right here, in here it has a screen, and so that helps you when you are putting the paste on or the ink. You know, it's like, you know, silk printing. If it doesn't have the screen, it's you're gonna ruin it. Now, I have heard of people buying the mesh. They do the vinyl and then they put mesh in the back, and it's a really fine mesh, and you can only get, I've only seen them online, and you can maybe make a transfer like that, but I've never tried it because I already love the designs that we have, but that would be totally up to you. Okay, totally up to you. Let me come over here. We are at 300, just 5 more degrees to go. And then I can set this. I am going to put parchment paper, okay? Because you want to protect your design, so make sure you use some parchment paper. Remember, if you have one of these, 305 degrees for 30 minutes. Oops, I have to put my timer on. If you do not have one of these easy presses, you can use an iron. It'll serve the same purpose. This is just like a big iron. All right. And there we go. Ooh, it's hot. Turn that off before I forget. And here we go. Finished product. I hope little Cameron likes it.